I wonder what Beyoncé knows, because you have to understand that a spouse has immunity on the witness stand. She doesn't have to testify against her husband.
They got the Motorola phone that Kim Porter had.
Too many people are going to be implicated in this, and enough were smart enough back then to stay away. They saw the red flags and wisely decided not to get involved, knowing it would end badly. And sure enough, here we are today. P. Diddy is locked up at least until his trial date, and God knows how long the trial will take. If we look at the recent trials, they tend to drag on. He could be looking at 2 or 3 years just sitting there, waiting for the trial to go through.
Everybody knew that Jay-Z was going to be one of the main ones who tried to cover his name up, but he ended up denouncing the wrong person. He denounced Diddy. That's the person who he on the videos with. That's the person he on the VHS footage with.
P. Diddy was once on top of the world, but he built himself a false sense of security, a facade that convinced him he was untouchable, that he could buy his way out of anything. Yet here we are in 2022, several decades into his entertainment career. P. Diddy's star and his net worth still seem to be rising, or is it? He has hosted the Billboard Music Awards, launched a new record label, and reached billionaire status. However, federal racketeering and trafficking charges, along with a cascade of civil lawsuits, have tarnished his lucrative business relationships and significantly diminished the wealth of the man who once called himself Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy thought that Snoop Dogg was going to keep his mouth closed, but Snoop Dogg had to expose everything.
Diddy's net worth hovers around $300 million for now, but legal bills and settlements are set to further diminish his fortune, possibly pushing him toward bankruptcy. It's hard to believe someone who was once on top of the world and could have done so much good for everyone is now facing such a downfall. If he comes out of this with a lighter sentence, he could end up broke. He's in a tough situation now, sitting in jail, unable to even enjoy the food he wants to eat. They say his health is deteriorating, but what will this do to a person who's used to being at the top of the world, now forced to live with the reality of poor man status?
He's going to have to take full responsibility for all the actions that he took in committing these crimes against these people. Do you think that Cat Williams going to get justice for everybody that he saw get abused up in them parties?
I think Cat Williams would definitely love to see justice served, but there's only so much power his voice has right now. Ultimately, it lies with the people bringing these lawsuits to prove their case. The outcome will depend on how strong their arguments are and how well they can present the evidence.
But the lawsuits are so old, and you got to really understand one thing. The NDAs, he had them on them people for years.
NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, don't mean much when it comes to breaking the law. Legal statutes take precedence, and if the law is being violated, no NDA can shield someone from facing legal consequences. The truth and the law will ultimately prevail, regardless of any agreements made.
But they can't speak upon that. Cassie's money already.
Cassie may not be able to speak on it due to the NDA, but the other 120 to 200 lawsuits can, and they have every right to speak out. An NDA does not protect anyone from illegal activity. We're talking about racketeering, trafficking, and various federal charges being brought against this man. In the face of such serious accusations, NDAs are irrelevant. They can't shield anyone from the law.
Cat Williams said that J-Lo was the one who pulled the trigger when Shannon was up in that nightclub.